The reason why I'm expecting a correction on these levels, it is because of this past impulse and correction thing. At first on April we had this impulse to this level and we had a correction, and then we had impulse and then correction, impulse, and I'm expecting correction on these levels. Firstly, I told you I will have a correction on these levels when we formed a hammer on this level. Okay, so I expected a correction, and I told you the levels could be almost like 20 to 27 if I'm not mistaken. But after this hammer we had another impulse, a little impulse to the downside to this level of 17k of Bitcoin. This is where we had a impulse. So still I'm expecting correction, and I told you the levels of correction will go through on my Discord. I will leave a link below, guys. You can check it out on my Discord server. So we'll have a correction around these areas. This is the reason why we'll have a correction. And another reason is that we have another forms meeting on 6th of July. So that is another reason we don't have any kind of catalyst to cause another impulse to the downside. So that's why this is another reason why I'm expecting a correction on these levels. And if you go back to these levels, when we had an impulse, we had a correction of almost like 21 days on these levels first, and we had another impulse. Okay, then we had this correction of almost 25 days before we had this Celsius impulse to the downside, this bearish move. So after we had this bearish move, I expected to have a correction on this after this hammer formation. This is when we had a forms meeting, but we saw that a lot of fears in the market. Investors are scared, I think, right now to invest their money on cryptocurrency, especially on Bitcoin. It's all about fear and greedy thing. So this is the thing, guys. I'm expecting correction around these areas. Another thing I want to tell you guys is that on a weekly time frame, you can see that we had this impulse to the downside, and then we had a correction and impulse. So the thing that I want to tell you that we'll have a correction around these areas, and it will be a good thing to have a correction around these areas, because this is the lifetime support for Bitcoin. As I drew earlier, I told you guys this level of Bitcoin, okay, almost like 18k, almost like 19k. This is the lifetime support I told you guys on one of my video that says this is the major support for Bitcoin. So still I'm expecting correction. So almost these levels we're expecting to have correction until this date, okay, 60th of July. This is when we'll have another shadow meeting for forms. Okay, so guys,